Okay. It is crypto faceless. I remain faceless. I remain nameless, guys. I'm back at it again. Go ahead, give me a like on the way in. Go ahead, subscribe if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet. I'm dropping value, dropping alpha, dropping gems on the daily. Now, today, got a video about DripX. Let's talk about it. Is DripX the next Titan X? We're going to get into that today. But first, let's get into the wider market. As usual, we got BTC sitting at around 51,700. Pretty much the same as every other day. Nothing has changed in that from that angle. But we do have a bit of a more greener day in the altcoins, which is looking good. I always say, guys, do not get caught up in the red days. Red days in a bull market is for buying, guys. Keep that in mind. Most importantly, right now we have Ethereum at $3,000, and I told you guys we're gonna retest that 3K level. As soon as we touched it, I said we're gonna retest it and break through, and that's what we're seeing right now. We actually touched that 3,000 level multiple times, shot back down, touched it again, shot back down, touched it again. And if you know anything about basic technical analysis, you know the more times you keep hitting a point, you're gonna break through. So right now we're sitting above a little bit above $3,000 in Ethereum, which is very important because I told you guys about Ethereum being a leading indicator. You know anything about crypto, know anything about alt cycles, you know that the Ethereum price is very important to signify when we're going to see the alt season. When are we going to see these altcoins go, right? It's very important that we see Ethereum go first. And the way the money flows in the alt season is people make money in Ethereum, then it flows into the higher cap altcoins, then it goes into the mid caps, and then the money flows to the lower cap altcoins. And that's just pretty much how it works every single cycle. So the fact that we're seeing a push up in Ethereum is a leading indicator, guys. You always have to focus on leading indicators to tell you where the market is going, not lagging indicators. Spoke about this in one of my previous videos, the difference between leading indicators and lagging indicators. Okay, so always focus on leading indicators. All right. What else? We have another leading indicator being that Tether is printing again. Talked about this in one of my videos a couple of days ago. Tether started printing, and guess what? They just printed some more. They just printed $1 billion more dollars. Whenever Tether is printing, it's because an alt season is coming. That's just pretty much what it is. You can use Tether as a leading indicator. You can even use the Tether market cap. The more Tether market cap goes up, that is a leading indicator that we're about to see, a lot of good things in the altcoin. So we've got two leading indicators showing us where the market is going. We got Ethereum above 3K pushing up, and we got Tether printing. All right. Need I say more? And then we're pre-having. And then we're pre-having as well. It's just the recipe for price appreciation right now, guys. Don't let the red days fool you, man. A lot of people, they look at the price going down and they're like, oh, I need to sell, or maybe I need to get out of this coin. And, there's FUD in the market. All of these are lagging indicators, man. The price is already down. You shouldn't make a move based off of that, right? Once the price is already down, only one way for the price to, there's only, what am I trying to say? There's only one way for it to go. It has to go up, right? So, don't look at the lagging indicators. Look at the leading indicators. And we got a lot of them showing that we are going into a alt season that will be remembered, guys. But anyway, let's get into the topic of today. DripX. Is it the new TitanX? Is DripX the new TitanX and Zen? I got to bring Zen in. Zen is the OG. Let me give you the quick answer. No, it's not. And here is why. I'll tell you why. Sustainability. When you have a project like DripX, which really goes back to the OG, which is Zen, and then you have the TitanX, which came after Zen, which is the amplified version, the amplified tokenomics, the aggressive game theory. These projects are hyperinflationary. That's the main thing you have to understand. They're hyperinflationary coins, at least at the beginning, right? Of course, Zen is disinflationary over time. It becomes less and less inflationary until it becomes deflationary over an 8-year period. And then you have, Hyper, which was designed to be hyperinflationary. Not hyper, sorry, TitanX. TitanX was designed to be hyperinflationary in the beginning, and then switch to hyper deflationary. Now, nonetheless, in the beginning, these are hyperinflationary coins, right? These coins cannot thrive or be sustainable for a long period of time unless they have the following things. You got to have good followership, good followers, good following, big community, good marketing, project building. All of that has to be set in place. Okay. In order for that to be set in place, you got to have, certain things. When it comes to Zen being the OG, the one that started it all, this whole minting miners and all that kind of stuff started with Zen. Let's be real. So we have to start with Zen. Zen, it has projects building on it, DB Zen, Zenify, this and that. Different projects came out, but its biggest marketing ploy is really X1. X1 being the massive layer one project that's coming out. And one of the major ways or the main ways to get X1 is to burn Zen, right? That's a huge marketing ploy as to why we need Zen and, the sustainability of the Zen ecosystem, okay, over time, okay, and killing that inflation, right? TitanX, similar thing. You got a lot of projects building on TitanX. They incentivize the developers to build on TitanX, and they push that build on TitanX ethos, which is really good. Every project buying and burning TitanX, or staking it max term, having their main liquidity pools be TitanX and their particular coin, their specific coin. All of those factors make it it's good marketing for TitanX. That's why you got 20 some odd projects building on TitanX. And you need that because these coins are hyperinflationary, especially at the beginning. So you need projects to be built on it in order to remove that inflation. And that's the only way this thing is going to be sustainable over time when it comes to a hyperinflationary coin, right? So you need that big community. You need that, a good following. You need good marketing. You need project building. And Zen and TitanX have that. All right, Zen and TitanX have that. Why do they have that? Well, mainly because they have a what's called first mover advantage, right? They have first mover advantage. Like in any market, if you're the first mover in that market, you're gonna win, right? You're gonna have, it's more likely that you're going to win, right? I should say that. Now, you're going to have the community, you're going to have the big crowd, you're going to have even if another project comes out of, comes into the space because you had that first mover advantage, you might not even have the best tech, but you still, you have that first mover advantage. You have the crowd, the people came to you first, right? You have the brand name, the brand recognition. So when it comes to Zen has that. Zen is the OG, started first, created the whole system of minting and all that kind of stuff. And then you have TitanX, which is also a first mover in the Zen space or the Zen like space because they came out with they're the first project to have the aggressive tokenomics, the aggressive game theory, being a Zen like project, right? They're the first ones to do that. So anything that comes after that is just a copy, right? In my eyes, is a copy. I don't think they're gonna get the crowd. And with a disinflationary coin like this, or a hyperinflationary coin like this, like DripX and like TitanX and like Zen, right? You need to have a crowd. You need to have a big community, right? It's a huge aspect of it all. You really need to have a big crowd, in order for this thing to be sustainable, right? Projects, developers coming, building, you need all of that, right? Or else it doesn't work. Okay, that's kind of the thing. So when it comes to DripX, do they have all of that? Do they have a big community? Do they have uh, sustainability developers building projects on it to make it long term, right? To burn inflationary supply? Do they have all of that? Do they have first mover advantage? Do they have brand name? Do they have? I don't know. All right, I'm not hating. I'm not saying that you're not going to make money on DripX, but it seems like the day one miners will make money most likely. You're not going to make the money that you see on your dashboard. I doubt that. Because some of these dashboards are crazy, talking about $300, and when you claim it, it's going to be $1,000,000 or whatever. Yeah, I doubt that. It's going to go down drastically. By the time you claim it, it's going to go down exponentially. So just be aware of that. But right now, DripX seems to be something like a pump and dump. Like, yeah, day one miners are going to make some money. But what else after that? What's going to be the next step? How is it going to be long term? Do they have an X1 like Zen has a layer one blockchain that's being built that everybody in crypto is going to want because it's a layer one blockchain, proven narrative. Everybody, there's never been a layer one to come out in the middle of a bull run, that doesn't get some kind of hype, right? Give you one example. We got Flare is up to 4 cents, and no one's even really talking about Flare, right? It's one of my layer ones that I call on the channel at under a penny, and it's 4 cents right now. No one's even talking about it, but it's just going up steadily in price because it's a layer one. Everybody knows layer ones. It's a tried and true, narrative that people are familiar with, right? So they get it. So X1 is a good narrative for Zen, right? So Zen is going to be sustainable because you have a project like X1. And then when it comes to TitanX, it's going to be sustainable because you got like 20 different projects building on TitanX. You also have Hyper coming out, which is supposed to be Jake's big project. And, 20 different projects building. Like, yes, it's going to be sustainable because they have that good branding. Jake did a good job at branding TitanX in a good way. That build on TitanX hashtag is really strong. The ethos behind it is strong. The narrative behind it is strong. That's why you have 20 plus projects building on TitanX. That's going to bring about sustainability. It's going to bring about burning of TitanX, and of course, price appreciation comes with that. Are we going to see something like that with DripX? I mean, maybe it could, but I doubt it. I think projects like this are copycat projects. We've seen this before. If you're familiar with the Hex community, when Hex came out, it took off, right? Went up 10,000x, had a huge community, and there were Hex copycats. So there were projects that came out that were very similar to Hex and tried to do the same thing, but they could not get the community, right? That's the main thing, is you need the community, you need the crowd, you need everybody. But the problem is they were not able to, build a community like the Hex community, and it's going to be hard for you to build a community like the Zen community, like the TitanX community. It's going to be difficult. We already have the first movers in the space. That's Zen, the OG, and then we have the TitanX, which is the more aggressive version of that. Now, is there space for a bunch of other copycat versions of TitanX and Zen in this bull market? I don't think so. We saw that with Hex, and it didn't work. But to be honest, any competition in the market is healthy. It's healthy competition in the market, and you know what? It makes the founders, wake up. You see that with Jake right now, founder of TitanX. We're seeing him waking up on Twitter. He's sending shots at DripX. Apparently, the code is not up to par, and he's talking about the code and some issues that they found in the code of DripX. Mainly, from what I remember, being that they're able to freeze accounts and to freeze your wallets or whatever, something like that or whatever. Anyway, but we see him taking shots at DripX on his Twitter page. He also popped in on Crypto Kindness channel. He did a stream about DripX, and Jake entered the stream and kind of like, he's stepping up. He's trying to protect the community on something he sees to be a danger. All right, but you never know. DripX could take off, and we could be wrong. But I think you'll make money if you did a day one miner. But I'm talking about sustainability. I'm not talking about making a pump and dump. You made a few grand on your first day miner. That's great. But I'm talking about, are you able to consistently make miners for months and months and months? Are you able to buy this coin and then sell later on in the bull market for massive gains, right? Or are we going to see the price just shoot down and shoot down and shoot down and shoot down, like all of these hyperinflationary coins? They shoot down. That's what they're made to do. But there comes a time when projects come out, and then you start to see the buy and burn mechanisms really take place, like what we're going to see in Zen with X1, and like what we're going to see in TitanX with Hyper and all of the other 20 some odd projects coming out on TitanX. So there comes a time when things become deflationary for these projects. But when it comes to DripX, is there going to come a time? When we see burning of DripX like massively from different projects and things like that? I don't know. I don't know. So right now it looks like a pump and dump to me. So be careful. You could make money in it. But yeah, Jake is waking up, which is good. Healthy, market competition is good. Um, I mean, maybe it's going to push him to bring out Hyper, which we're all waiting on when it comes to Zen. We're waiting on Hyper. Maybe it will push them to, to bring out Hyper earlier than expected. We know Jake's time in the market. He already told us, it's on record saying that it's going to come out before the halving. But he is also on record saying that he's waiting for the weak hands, or he said, "I'm waiting for the non-believers to get out." He did say that a while back on a crypto kindness stream. I remember him saying that he's waiting for the non-believers. So this is what founders do. They time the market. Richard Hart did the same thing with Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain, he's on record saying that it's going to take 50 weeks to get out the weekends, and then he chose to come out with Pulse Chain in May of 2023, which is 50 weeks before the halving, right? Which is exactly 50 weeks before the halving. So project founders will time the market. It seems like Jacobs has been timing the market with Hyper, but there's positives to that, but there's also negatives to that, because what we're seeing right now, other projects are coming out and like DripX, and they're going to eat off your plate, so you might have to bring out Hyper early, or maybe you just wait and let this thing ride out. But other projects are going to come out, they're going to eat on your plate, and you got to be able to deal with that. But at the end of the day, I think Zen is the OG, TitanX is the OG of the aggressive tokenomic space, the game theory space. I don't think DripX is going to take market share from TitanX, but I could be wrong. At the end of the day, it is crypto faceless. I remain faceless. I remain nameless. If you like the content, leave a comment. If you don't, leave a comment as well. Like, comment, and subscribe. Mainly subscribe. Anyway, I'm out, guys. Take care. Have a nice day.